Hey guys, today I'm filming a 7 first impressions video. I have a mix of drugstore and high-end products here. I've filmed 2 of these videos so far, which I will have linked above in the cards. One was an all drugstore edition, the other was all high-end, and I had a lot of fun with those videos, and I decided that I wanted to do some more. I might try to do 1 a month and have either 5 or 7 first impression products. We'll see. Let me know your thoughts in the poll question up above if you want me to continue doing these whenever I have 5 or 7 products to test out. So now I'm going to show you the 7 products that we'll be testing today. The first is the Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer. My friend Jean sent this to me a little while ago. I have a foil packet sample of the Hourglass Immaculate Liquid Powder Mattifying Foundation. I went ahead and squeezed the product into this little sample jar to make it easier for this video. I have the Lottie London Blush Crush Blush in the shade Justin. This was a gift from Aaron's Makeup Euphoria. I have the Anastasia in Amrezy highlighter that I just featured in my most recent haul. I have one of the Tarte Chrome Paint Shadow Pots in the shade Park Avenue Princess. And for shadows, I will also be using the Pixi and Weylie collab palette, and I will be using the matte shades. And my last first impression product is the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I do have a lip product that I will be using, of course, to complete the look, but it isn't a first impression product. It's actually one of my chopping block items. It is the Maybelline Intimate Nudes lipstick in the shade Honey Pink, and we will see how well it goes with this makeup. And of course, I have a bunch of other products here to complete the look, but I won't be showing that to you guys to keep this video from getting too long. And as always, I will give you my final thoughts on these products in my monthly favorites and product updates, so you will get more information than I will be able to give you here in this video. So just getting started with the first impression, I am going to take this primer. It says it is silicone, so I'm wondering if it's going to be like the original Smashbox Photo Finish primer. That is always what I think of when I think of a silicone primer. So it looks like a thick white paste. It definitely feels a lot thicker and less slippery than the Smashbox. Now, once I start to smooth it on my skin, it feels very smooth and slick, but still not as thin as the original Smashbox can feel. A little bit of this goes a long way. It seems that that little amount covered the forehead and the center of my face. So just taking a little bit more for my cheeks. This seems like it would be a really nice basic primer to use with my foundation first impression videos, because it isn't really supposed to pore minimize or mattify or have any kind of a glowy effect. And there are no claims on this. There probably is online, but I actually like the way that it feels. My skin feels very smooth, but it isn't too slick or slippery feeling. So now onto the foundation. I believe this is going to be too dark and orange for me. I did swatch it on my hand and it looks a little bit dark, and I was gonna try to mix it with my Hard Candy Glamoflage, but I'm just gonna use it on its own because I want to be able to test out this formula. So please forgive the mess you're about to see here. So this is what the consistency looks like. I thought this would be a little bit thinner. Now I do have to admit this is an older sample, but still smells like foundation. So I applied some on a Q-tip, and I'm just gonna dot this on my skin. The color is definitely too pink for me, but of course I didn't really pick out my perfect shade. And I'm just gonna do 1/2 of my face at a time so I can see what the coverage is like. And like my other first impression videos, I will apply one side with a brush and one with a sponge. So I'm gonna start with my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. This formula is supposed to be amazing for oily skin, but I know this is incredibly expensive, so I want to try a sample to see what I think of the formula. And unfortunately, I only have a Sephora inside JCPenney, so I don't have an Hourglass where I can get an actual sample that will match me. I need to make that a mission though whenever I go to a freestanding full Sephora store. So here's one layer of foundation versus no foundation. It did even out my skin tone overall, but it really didn't give a ton of coverage. So I'm going to do this side with a brush, and then I'll see if I can build it up. So I went ahead and dotted it on this side of my face, and then I will be taking my Sigma F80 flat top kabuki brush to blend this into my skin. I love filming first impression videos or chit chat get ready with me because it makes me wash my brushes. I washed them all last night and oh boy did I need to. So this is actually gliding pretty easily with the brush, but I feel like I'm not getting that much coverage. I wonder if the brush is soaking it up. So here's one layer of foundation applied with a sponge versus one layer of foundation applied with a brush. I feel like actually I might see more freckles coming through on this side. This side looks darker to me also, which does not make any sense. So now I'm going to try to build up the coverage with the amount of product that I have left. Again, doing this side with a sponge, this side with a brush. It does actually blend out really easily. And I like the texture that it isn't too thick or too thin. Here's 2 layers of foundation applied with a sponge versus 1 layer of foundation applied with a brush. I feel like I've got light medium coverage. I can still see some blemishes, redness, freckles. So that's kind of a bummer. I thought this would have more coverage than I'm seeing so far, but let's see how it is with the brush. Also, this definitely oxidizes. Look at the fresh product and then look at what's dried down on my skin. Definitely a couple different colors we're rocking with here. So that is something good to note. Just taking the brush, pressing it into my skin. So there is 2 layers applied all over. I still think we have light medium coverage. I did get more coverage with the brush, but I'm still able to see redness and freckles. This has absolutely oxidized on my skin. This was a little bit too dark and peachy to begin with, but now it looks very dark and orange. I tried to blend some down onto my neck, but I don't know if it's helping very much. Also, I'm filming another video after this, so you guys will have to forgive me. And it actually does feel like it has mostly set itself, which is impressive because most foundations for me do not set down. So I do really appreciate that. Now I'm going to apply under eye concealer, powder, off camera, and then I'm going to set my entire face with the Durham Blend Translucent Loose Setting Powder, again, to not really mess with the overall performance of this foundation. So I decided to take my concealer down the center of my face. Typically this shade matches my skin tone perfectly, and right now it looks actually very bright, so that lets me know how truly dark this foundation is for me. Oh gosh, yikes, my concealer is not blending out well over top of this, that's for sure. It just is taking a lot of extra work in blending because my foundation underneath is just so set already. Yikes, can you see that? Oh, not good, not good. So my face is completely set, and I did go ahead and bronze with the Balm Take Home the Bronze Bronzer in the shade Oscar, which is their lightest shade. My skin looks crazy right now. I knew I was taking a risk using that foundation, but I really wanted to try the formula with you guys. So moving on to the blush, this is the Lottie London Blush Crush Blush in the shade Justin. It is a beautiful warm pink. Aaron's Makeup Euphoria passed this on to me, and it's really funny because my husband's name is Justin, so this makes this blush even cuter, and it's totally my kind of shade. I'm gonna apply it with my Sigma F15 Duo Fiber Blush Brush because I'm just assuming that this is gonna be pretty pigmented. I am getting a little bit of kick up in the pan, but not much at all. Yeah, I'm liking that so far. That's a really nice matte blush, definitely a color that's up my alley. This is a thing that I'm the most excited for, the Anastasia Amrezy highlighter, and I can't usually wear gold highlights, but this one appears to be more of a white gold or a lot lighter than other gold highlights, so I'm hoping this will work for me. Also, pretty shortly I should be coming back from a vacation, and I'm hoping that I'll have a little bit more of color, and maybe this will look better on me then, but we will see. I'm going to apply it today with my Morphe M501 highlight brush and see how that works. This is more of a Big Gelée formula, which I don't usually like, but this swatched really nicely, so let's just see. Okay. I don't feel like I can see it, so let's try to pick up a little bit more here. And I think think you guys can see that glow right there. That looks very pretty. And if you guys remember the last time I did a first impression video, I had used a highlighter that was too dark for me and turned to the side looked amazing, but head on you could really see how deep it was, and I'm not really noticing that issue today. So now I'm going to do my brows off camera and then I will zoom in for the eye products. So I am back for the eyes. I've already primed them with Milani eyeshadow primer and I set my brow bone and crease with a matte cream color. So from the Pixi and Weylie palette, I'm taking this shade right here, which I think is called Potato. I'm going to use that as my transition color with this Beauty Junkies Pro Tapered Blending Brush. Okay, I was worried that would be too deep or pigmented of a color for a transition shade for me, but it actually is working quite nicely, especially because I am using this big fluffy brush. And that's blending really nicely as well. You guys probably won't be able to see it. I do have a little bit of kick up in the pan, but it honestly is not bad. So now I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Chrome Pot. I'm gonna apply it on one eye with my MAC 239 flat shader brush, which is a natural hair. And then I'm gonna go on the other side with the 242, which is a synthetic brush. And I wanna see which one of these brushes applies it best. And then probably after I apply with the brush, I will go over top with both of my eyes with one coat using my finger, which I think will give the best pigmentation, but I like using a brush first to get precision, so I want to see which will work best. So I'm going to start with my right eye and my 239 shader brush, and I'm just gonna, and that is what it looks like on the brush. And whoa, oh my gosh, look how pigmented and intense. I'm actually surprised with how intense this is just with a brush. Usually for that kind of intensity, I need to use my finger. Wow, that looks amazing. Now taking the MAC 242, seeing how this brush works with the product. I originally bought this, I think, because Jaclyn Hill liked using this with pigments. So the product definitely did not go a long way, and it isn't quite as pigmented or metallic as with the other brush. But I'm just gonna continue with this one, packing it on my lid. Oh yeah, you can definitely see the difference there. So that is good to note. So now I'm gonna take this 239 brush and just even out the pigment on my left eye. I am just so impressed with this right now because I didn't even have to use a cream base underneath, which usually I do to get this much intensity. Now going back with the Weylie palette, I'm going to take this matte shade Sista and apply it in my crease with my Morphe R39 brush. And it's nice that these are pigmented but not overly pigmented, so these are great shadows to build up the color and they won't be too intense to begin with, which I actually like. But at the same time, I'm saying that I was just hoping that the color would be a little bit more intense. I guess I'm just gonna have to do a good bit of building. And my last shade I'll be using from the Weylie palette is this color Beautis, and I'm gonna apply it in my outer corner with my MAC 286 Duo Fiber Tapered Blending Brush. I like to use this brush with really intense colors. However, I am not believing this is gonna be that intense considering how the other shades have performed, but I'm just focusing this on the outer corner and the outer part of the crease. So I quickly just went ahead and cleaned up the outer corners with a matte cream shade. And now I'm going to go back in with the Tarte Chrome Paint in Park Avenue Princess. And I'm going to apply this on the lid with my finger. I'm trying to find the shortest fingernail to work with. And it is just so intense in a finger swatch. So, oh, that's freaking amazing. Oh my gosh, I can't get over how beautiful this is. Look at the difference. So that is all for the shadow. I'm not going to be doing any liner today because I want to see how amazing this mascara can look on its own. This is the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I know a lot of people really love this. Ooh. So there is a wayward, ew, you guys can't see that. It's a wayward little hair thing on it, and this is brand new. So it is a natural bristle brush. It appears to be more of a dry, moussey formula. And I don't love dry formulas, but we will see. And I will probably get this on my eyeshadow because I always do when I apply mascara, but I will do my very best. So there is just one coat of that mascara. My lashes look amazing. This is so much more impressive than the Bobbi Brown mascara I tried last time. I am freaking loving that. They look so long and full. So here are the eyes all done. I am going to zoom you out for the lip color and give you my final thoughts on these products. So as I said in the intro, for my lips, I use the Maybelline Inti Matte Nude in the shade Honeyed Pink. The formula is nice. This color isn't terrible, but it's definitely a little bit more pastel neon than I usually go for. Also, it's not the most flattering with the eye makeup and dress. I probably should have gone with a warm nude. So I'll definitely try this out a little bit more. I'm not going to write it off completely yet. So this is the final look, and I'm going to give you a rundown of my thoughts on the product so far, and I will give you my full review in my June makeup favorites and product updates video. So I have a little bit longer to test these products. Starting with the Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer. I definitely need to see how my face makeup wears at the end of the day, and I need to test this out with more foundations. But for my initial impression, I really like the consistency. It isn't too slimy and slippery like I was expecting it to be, but it did leave my skin feeling very smooth. So this is something I am liking. For the Hourglass Immaculate foundation, obviously it is too dark and too pink for me. I am very bummed that it oxidized, and also, this did not give as much coverage as I thought that it would. I do have hopes that it will keep me matte, but as you guys saw when I was trying to blend out my concealer, the concealer would not blend well into the foundation because the foundation was too set. So that leads me to believe that I'm going to have to apply one side of my foundation, then one side of concealer, and then do the same on the other side, which is really odd and something I've never had to do before. And unfortunately, I can't really give you more thoughts because I only had enough product for one use, but I will give you my final thoughts after I've worn this for the rest of the day in the description box down below, and hopefully I can go to a large Sephora soon and get another sample of this in my correct shade so I can get more experience trying it out. But I had hyped this up to be such an amazing foundation, and I'm already a bit let down by it. The next item was the Lottie London Blush. I think this is a very pretty color. It was a nice formula. I'm not wowed by this. I have other blushes that I love more, but I do think this is a pretty color and good quality. Then we have the Anastasia and Amrezy highlighter. I think it is pretty, but I'm a little disappointed that it isn't more wabam on me, but that is most likely to do with my skin tone. So again, as I said, when I get back from the beach, fingers crossed I'll have a little bit of tan and this will be even better on me, but I am happy that this isn't too dark. The Tarte Chrome Paint in Park Avenue Princess is my favorite thing that I tried today. I think it looks so stunning, and I was surprised with how easy it was to work with. Using that 239 natural hair brush and my finger worked fantastically to apply this. So that is what I will continue to do, and I'm really excited now to try out the other shades that I have. Now the Pixi and Weylie palette, I only use the 3 matte shades in this palette. They're beautiful colors, and I was just disappointed that they weren't more pigmented. They look so much lighter on my eyes than they do in the palette, which is a bummer, and they are buildable, but to an extent, and they blend nicely, but I'm just not in love. And these are not unique colors to my collection, and the formula does not perform as well as other ones that I have, so I can see myself decluttering this palette. But I definitely will try out the shimmers, and I'll use the mattes a couple more times before I make that final decision. And then the last thing is the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I'm really enjoying this so far. I think that this gives some really great length and volume, and I'm just using one mascara, and I'm someone that usually layers multiple mascaras together. I really love the way that this looks on my lashes, and I really enjoy the brush. So the most standout things I tried today would be the Ordinary Primer, the Tarte Chrome Paint Shadow Pot, and the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. So I'm excited to use these things more and give you my final thoughts in about a month. I would love to know your thoughts if you tried out any of these products in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.